Man, what's going on, man? Steph, I'm back with another video, man, because, some disappointing things happen, but I'm not going to allow that to mess with my head because I still got to work, and honestly, too, I still got to post videos, but I'm just going to post it on here, and then I'm going to bring it to the other channels, right? Because it makes no sense for me to be mad or frustrated and be in my thoughts. Because that's what's happening, but I got to flip it, right? And not be emotional like this video that I watched while I was at work, right? So, I was watching this Cash Nasty reacts to a young man being so emotional around his woman and the cops, all because some dude was trying to talk to his girl, man. And I was just sitting there saying to myself, this type of behavior is all bad, man. And this is the one thing I want to tell guys all the time, especially too when you're dealing with police. No matter how angry you get, no matter how sad your life is, do not overreact when you're dealing with police, because you're just making it around you. You're making it hard for yourself, right? And before you guys go, oh, you don't know what someone has been through with the police, I'm going to tell you the truth right now, right? 2014, quick story time. I was on my way home from work and I dropped something that was on my passenger side. I was reaching for it, but at the same time, I was driving, right? So when I was trying to reach for it, it was hard for me to get it, but I swerved a little bit. And then a cop pulled me over. He thought I was on drugs, or he thought I was drunk or something. This is 7 o'clock in the morning, too. This is like, I'm working overtime, whatever, right? So what he does is he starts being aggressive with me, yanks me out of the car, grabs my snapback, this is back then, and he was like frisking me while people were recording me. All that aggression and, really not doing his job right. And after when he found that I was clean, and honestly, too, I was just getting my license back to normal and stuff like that, he pointed his finger in my face and said, if I ever see you on the road again, I'm going to arrest you, right? This is Suffolk County PD, right? This is Suffolk County in Long Island, New York. And back then, I was a little frustrated because of the way I was treated, but at the same time, I'm grateful. I could have been gone. I could have been the enemy. Y'all probably wouldn't even be watching this video right now. So I have a right to be angry at police, but no matter what, they got that badge, they got that uniform, and they got that. So, yeah, we all been in messed up situations with cops, but as a man or even as an adult, do not get aggressive with police because it ends all bad. Just like this young man, right? Sitting there arguing with the police right in front of his girl, all because of a situation, instead of just saying, you know what, let me just cooperate. Let me diffuse this situation with the police, and then I can get back into figuring out what was going on with me and my girl. And instead of doing that, sitting there yelling, cursing at police, acting like a beta male, meanwhile your girl is being calm in the situation and you're acting like the feminine one. I'm gonna tell you guys like this, man. You look very weak doing that. I don't care what anybody say, you look very, very weak doing that. And I don't want men to act like that in front of your girl. And this is the reason why I'm making this video, right? Fellas, this is to all the guys, because I have like a lot of men on my channel. When you have that type of behavior in front of your woman, and maybe once, twice, maybe 4 or 5 times, and you still acting like this, being all emotional and being a soft, basically being a BITC, you know what, eventually your girl is gonna go find someone else, because she's gonna get sick and tired of this blue pill beta male energy. And I'm telling you guys that because you look soft, and no woman wants to be with a man that acts like a beta male, emotional creature, right? Even in the situation with the cops, you always gotta take a deep breath and be in control, right? Even when you arguing with your girl, you always want to be calm in the situation, because even though she's wrong, you always want to remain calm, and you don't want to be the guy arguing back and forth, because she's going to find someone else who has their emotions in control, and she's going to leave you. She's going to go bye-bye, and that's it. And like I said, we all go through mental problems, and we all got pain in our lives. Even some of you dudes who have like psycho baby mamas, and she treating you like garbage, like PJ Washington. You always want to remain calm in those situations, because when you act like that, you automatically lose with the woman. You gain no respect after that. And that's just the truth. Part 2 on the way. Yeah, man. You really shouldn't, because when you do that, especially around women, they start to view you differently, right? Like when you have like this blue pill beta male behavior, acting like a BITC, you know what, women after a while, they get sick and tired of that, especially too when you're doing it often. They're gonna start saying to themselves, you know what, I can get someone who's better than this. And women will really search for a guy who can control their emotions, right? That's why I tell guys all the time, man, and this is coming from someone who doesn't like to fight with women. When you do that, they like the guy who doesn't like want to fight back. Especially too, is just like they like a guy who doesn't like to deal with their BS. That's why these sayings that, you know, men should be always logical, and that's very true. But when you know, crying and screaming to your woman, and not even that, when you're doing it like in public, like something don't go right, and everybody else is noticing how you embarrassing yourself, and you're not in control of the situation, you know, you basically give off female energy. That's what it is, man. And you do have a right to be mad, but when you get triggered so easily, that's when women, and not even that, the world starts to disrespect you, right? Like, I'm gonna give a quick prime example, man. When I was at this one gym, and this older guy was like really trying to beef with me, start trouble with me. Well, honestly too, because he assumed that I took his wallet, in which I didn't. He just had his stuff scattered all over the place. I don't know, some homeless guy or whatever he was. He started acting like a fool and getting in my face, calling me a thief. He was a black dude who was racist, actually. Talking about he's the FBI, he gonna call the cops on me and get arrested. I just literally stood there and just stood my ground. And honestly, I tried to reason with him, because it's like, yo, brother, you're making both of us look bad. Because it's like, in this neighborhood, it's like a Korean town / white people live there. And it's like, when we're the only 2 brothers there, and you're the one arguing with me, you're not only making yourself look bad, you're making me look bad. And when you're doing that, you're kind of proving to people, why, blacks don't deserve anything. But me being in control of that and letting him act like a fool, and everybody else was watching it, this was like towards the closing of the gym, a lot of people gave me my respect because I was controlling my emotions. Because at the end of the day, I was just trying to do my job, get the place cleaned up, and so I can go home and just leave. I don't have to stay an extra 10 minutes. But with this dude acting like a fool, and then when he left, a lot of people were saying, man, that dude was acting like a retard. And he really was. He really was dumb. And when I did that, and I try to do that often, like, think first before reacting, the respect level is there, right? When I was a little kid, or I'd say early 20s, getting mad, getting emotional and stuff like that, a lot of people would talk bad about me. And that's when, you got to pick these things up, like, okay, I cannot do this anymore. It's because, you don't gain anything from it, right? You don't gain anything from it at all, man. And you don't learn that, and you're still doing it through your 20s, your 30s, and your 40s. Your character is always being tested. People can always try to play them games on you because they're trying to get a reaction out of you. And you got to learn to be calm, like most of your time in your life.